So yes, we have hit some really heavy hitters tonight. We talked about some past situations that can come back and mess up your present, which was the unfinished business that we talked about, which is one of the major underlying components of the book. But I think one thing that it sort of boils down to is the concept of forgiveness. How big is forgiveness in a relationship?
I mean, I feel like as far as in a relationship is real big because if you're gonna continue, you got to have forgiveness. Like if you don't forgive us, you don't need to be there. Like it's
That's
really
true.
no need to be there. Not saying that forgiveness always means forget either. Like it's always gonna be in the back of the mind. But if you plan on continuing in a relationship, not so far as boyfriend girlfriend relationship, friendship, anything,
Mhm.
like you continue, you got to have forgiveness. And if you feel like you just can't forget that person, it's no need to be around that person either. Because it's like having bad vibes with some around people that you don't want to be with. That's so uncomfortable. It's
That's
just
true.
uncomfortable. Forgiveness plays a big part. Big part. I think it's nothing.
That's true. There's some elements of unforgiveness and the aspects of forgiveness that happens in the book. And as you talked about, it's not just in romantic relationships, it's in platonic relationships too, because two of the other characters find out that they have to find a way to forgive each other in order for them to move on. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they'll move on together, but it meant that they will both be able to move on beyond that point so that when they saw each other, they didn't feel like, like putting up their dukes and knocking each other out. They were just like, hey,
Right.
we agree to disagree. You stay where you are. I'm gonna stay where I am, and we're gonna be good.
Right.
So they were able to sort of divulge some of those things to each other as well. All right. So one of the things I want to talk about too is the concept of sort of like a mission statement, if you will. People always have a mission statement as it relates to marriage. Do you think there should be some type of mission statement or something out there as it relates to singleness or singlehood and as people are dating and all that? Should you have like a mission in your mind? Or it's like, nah, that's like corny. You don't really need it.
Well, mission like basically like making a plan or something like you plan
Yeah,
on doing something.
yeah, to some degree, or like a personal motto or slogan or something like that that you
Yeah, yeah,
rep to.
yeah. Well, like I say, you can and can't fight. Because some people like sometimes I get the mindset where I don't like a plan or something. I don't like doing that because
Mhm.
it's set up for a letdown too as well. So just
That's
go with the flow, just let it be. If it fits you or if it makes you feel good, just go with it. Or if not, it's not. But then again, it's also good to have one, like, because you can set your goals, like, you're not gonna get done until you get this handle or meet, or you're not gonna meet the right person or what you want until you get to this whatever your mission is. And
Mhm.
then it might be, I don't know, it's really kind of hard to say because it depends on the person. But
That's true.
I just say for me, nah, I wouldn't set down because I hate to be set it for something and be let down. It kind of hurts worse. So I
Yeah,
just go with the flow, like just let it be what it is. Like, but at the same time, know what you're gonna stand for and know not what you want to take at the same time. So I wouldn't I wouldn't say it's necessary to set the mission.
yeah. And I get it. Because sometimes you do need to sort of flow by the seat of your pants, if you will. You need to sort of
Right,
just let things fall into place. And I think that the characters actually experience some of those things too, because we have one who is a planner. It's like there has to be a plan to have a plan to be the plan. So, and then there's another just like, I mean, the plans are great, but like you said, sometimes you have to just let things flow, allow things
right,
to happen. Some even in our planning, you can't necessarily plan everything that's going to occur. You could just sort
right,
of, project what you believe to. And like you said as well, it's also good though to know what your morals and value concepts are. Because if you
right,
don't have that already sort of engraved in your mindset or your heart already, then you're flowing by your seat of the pants. You just out there, just out there. You ain't being no benefit to yourself or nobody else. You just out there throwing caution to the wind and catching something you ain't got no business. So I think my boy Victor might might identify with that. He just flowing by the seat of his pants. He with this person, with that person. the day tomorrow, you name it, he knows. But I think his friendship with Robert sort of balances that out for him and things like that.
Right.
Okay.
So we basically got to cut it down. Because another thing, if you could plan something like say back to when we saying people that never experienced nothing new, they stuck with the same thing, and they could plan something that's really the same thing and meet somebody else that's totally different and could totally change your plan. Like you can see life a whole different way, and them plans just go right out the window. So that was
That's
just a
true.
waste of time. But then again, like I said, it just could go both ways because that flowing, just flowing, you could also just be doing too much. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it could go both ways.
I think one thing that sort of stands out as the main caveat for everything that we talked about is the aspect of communication. And you sort of talked
Right.
about that too. How big is communication really in a relationship? Because we mentioned certain components all around, but how big would you say it is?
It's real big. I think that's like one of the main keys, communication, because without communication, we can have a lot of mix-ups.
Hmm.
From simple things to mean nothing to one person to mean so much to the other person, and you don't even know it, and you continue to do it, and you steady hurting that person,
Mm,
and not communicate and find out what they like or what they don't like, and then the person that you hurting, them not communicating is them getting hurt continuously, not letting you know what's hurting them. So you continue doing it, not knowing because they